the importance of self-worth is very, 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 very important, I feel. It's nice to know where you stand in life, how you put yourself first without disrespecting others, and mainly how you don't disrespect yourself in the process. You have to learn. This is not something that comes in textbooks or anything. I'll give you a fine example of what actually clicked with me one day. And I was scrolling on Pinterest and I saw a quote that said, when an airplane is in problems, the first thing you're told is to put on your oxygen mask before you help others. Same thing in life. Put on your oxygen mask. Look after yourself first before you start looking after others. And therein is the importance of self-worth.
Hi there and welcome to Unscripted with me, Grace Msalame. Now today's episode is a story of one woman who's overcome adversity after adversity, only to come out much stronger on the other side. Come with me and let's meet the indomitable superwoman Kamal Kaur. What a lovely home. Howdy. Hello. Hi. Hey, oh, you look beautiful.
As do you. So good to see you.
Good
You're
to
right.
see you
Come
too.
in,
Yes,
come
I
in,
am.
come in.
Thank you. Lovely home.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah? So Kamal, thank you for having us here.
No, it's good. Now, I want you to come and join me because I'm about to make some pie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was hungry, so I'm sure you'll have some pie as well.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so are you going to help me?
Yes, please. What do you need me to do?
Just tell me how good I am at what I'm doing.
In fact, what you can do for us as you're making the pie. So I know you. I've known you for years. You've worked together. But those at home who don't know who Kamal is, who is Kamal?
First and foremost, a mother.
Yes.
And that's my identity. I identify myself as a mom. And then as a hustle, bills have to be paid. I'm a radio presenter, I'm a writer, I edit, I listen to old Bollywood songs, and I paint. That's who I am. I'm also not humble.
I think you're amazing. And we'll get into all of that. But this show on Unscripted, so what we do, I like to talk to, I believe everyone has a story. And it's amazing when we own our stories, especially if we've overcome hurdles, if we have become better people out of whatever life has thrown our way. And you have so many layers of that, Kamal. I don't know how you're standing here, laughing with me, smiling. I need tips. So let's start way back from the beginning. Family, marriage, divorce. My first show was two gentlemen who have been divorced before, and they shared their perspective. And we never hear from men when it comes to such issues.
Actually, you're so right there.
Right?
You're so right. Actually, I'm just thinking about it. It's true. It's very rare.
It is.
I've often been asked about my side of the divorce and stuff like that. But yeah, it's so rare to find a bloke talking about
Who's willing to be vulnerable and open up.
Yeah. Do you mind if I continue with my
Please.
baking and stuff?
Continue.
Anyway, yeah.
So tell me, I'd like to hear now from a woman who's experienced it. And I believe you've overcome it. How was that experience?
Okay, so as you know, I was married at 21. It was an arranged marriage. So, I gave it my all. It didn't work. Yeah, I was a child. Yeah. Honestly, I was a child. What happened was that he just turned out to be a violent alcoholic. It wasn't in my control. It wasn't. Okay, I did put him in rehab. Okay. I did try and get it sorted out. I gave it my all. I did give it my all. I had two little children. Yeah. So it didn't work out. I walked out. I mean, how long am I going to keep getting beaten up? So,
After how many years did you say that enough is enough?
I gave 14 years of my life. 14 years of my life, yeah. Once that was over and done with, I think opportunities just started unfolding for me in the sense that, the work thing happened for me with Radio Africa. Yeah. Coincidentally, I started writing for the Star and started East FM at the same time. And I had no idea that it's the same company that owns the two. So
No way.
I was in such a happy place. You know, one door will shut.
Yes.
You have no idea. It's such a, people think it's a cliche.
It's not. You have to shut one door for others to open.
I'm a prime living example of that. Seriously.
What is the hardest part coming to terms with that whole process?
My biggest fear was that my children will grow up without a father in their lives. But it came to a point where he wasn't being much of a father.
I see.
Seriously, this is going to taste delicious. He wasn't being much of a father.
I believe you, Kamal.
So it was like, well, he can't really do much for me. He can't do anything for the children. He's not involved in their lives. What are they going to miss? Nothing really. So I walked out.
Yeah.
I said enough.
Regardless of that fear.
No, I said enough. I said enough. I remember while walking out of the house, I could hear threats. Oh, you'll never become anything. You are useless. I didn't have a job at that time, by the way, when I walked out. And because I've not been to uni and I don't have a degree or anything, he always threw that at me.
I see.
So you're useless, you're this, that, you know.
Did that keep you in the marriage longer, knowing, oh my gosh, what will I do when I leave?
Yeah.
Yes. That's usually a trick, I believe.
Yeah, because you have no confidence in yourself. Yes. I'm telling you, it has taken years for me to realize my self-worth. And it wasn't given to me by myself.
Yeah.
My now current partner is the one who has shown me my worth. He is the one who has shown me what my worth really is. I had no idea of what my value is in life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Children, you mentioned the kids, being worried that they would be without a dad, or how would they take that? So how did they handle that transition for them? How young were they when it happened?
So Arman was 1, Sapna was 5.
Okay.
She was just a bit older and she understood and stuff. And
She did?
yeah, you know.
Okay. Or she
children,
saw a lot?
Yeah, she saw a lot. She saw a lot. And at no point did either, especially my daughter, I don't think she ever felt that she needed a father around her. She was, I don't know, it's my son when he was about 6, 7 years old. Will I ever have a daddy? Will he come for sports day? Will he do this? Will he do that?
Because when they go to school, they see other children.
Yeah, because
yes,
then you know, and I started getting concerned that my poor son. Now, what am I going to do? I'm not ready for anything. Yeah. I have to bring my children up. I had no confidence in myself, how I looked, what. You know, the usual nonsense.
I know.
Are you okay with mushrooms?
Through.
Are you okay with mushrooms?
Yes, please.
My children hate mushrooms. So,
good.
It just became such a big deal for me that, oh my gosh. But I think it was just a phase he went through. Because on Father's Day, they would give me gifts of Superman t-shirts and all that. And they celebrated me as their dad.
Look at that.
Yeah. And I also told them that, and he was still young, but I did honestly, without hurting him too much or giving him too much detail, tell him what had transpired.
I see.
Children need to know. They're not stupid. Are you okay with cheese?
You need help? Yes, I am.
I've just realized I need to put cheese in it.
Do you want to grate it? Or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it properly, man.
Oh, I see.
Cheeses.
The cheese in
let's
there.
not be polite. Cheese is life.
So if there were any big lessons you could share you've learned from marriage and divorce, what would that be?
First of all, don't rush into marriage. I was not qualified or educated enough. I wish I'd done more.
In terms of what?
Education.
I see.
I always wish I had done more. Also, I can't say I wasn't given the opportunity, but
Life happens.
I guess everyone else was in a hurry to see me get married. My grandma. So yeah, I gave in. It's okay. If I were to see him ever again, I would feel nothing, because having even hatred is an emotion.
It is.
I have no time to invest in emotions in people who have moved on, and I have moved on as well. I will not wish you ill, I will not wish you bad, but you will not spark joy in my heart.
Yeah.
I'm done with you. It's okay.
You move on.
Lead your life, let me lead mine. I don't wish you bad.
You just mentioned if you were to see him again. So does that mean since then you or the children haven't had any contact?
Not since the separation. There were a few episodes here and there. Always ugly. Always ugly because he was always drunk.
I see.
Always drunk. Always abusive. Always. For the longest time, I thought I was no good. I'm ridiculously, I'm not good looking. I'm too fat. I can't do anything. I can't cook. I can't bring up the children right.
Yet, guys, she's one of the best cooks I know. Amazing mother. Don't believe all that noise.
Yeah, but you see, of years and years of that being drummed into me allowed me to believe that. So, as confident as you can be,
it became that little voice in the back of your head.
Who is supposed to matter to you starts telling you how horrible and useless you are. That will stick more than the 100 compliments 5 million strangers will give you. I've had my moments where I've sat in the bathroom and cried my eyes out.
Girl,
I've journaled and asked myself, where did I go wrong? Why did I deserve this? What have I done to deserve this? How, what, why? You know, the questions.
What gave you the strength to pick yourself up and go?
My mother. My mother, wow. You know, when you appreciate a person more after they've gone. But all my life, and my sister and I, when we sit and chat about her and all that, we laugh. We actually laugh because she taught us amazing lessons with her courage, her strength. She had no filter. She took no nonsense from anyone. She was loud, larger than life.
She was you.
She was...
You were a lot. You are your mother.
Imagine, if I'm not a shadow of what she was, imagine what she was.
Wow.
Yeah, so amazing woman. And she told me, you, get your act in order, huh? Please stop wearing this crap in my house. Dress up.
I love it.
Show up, turn up, do whatever you need, and never leave the house without lipstick.
Oh, look at that. So she taught you the lady that you are.
I should hope so, yeah.
What does motherhood mean to Kamal then? What did you describe mother, especially after all that you've been through, Kamal? Yeah, describe that bond you have with your children.
Man, I love my children. Even when they finish all the ice cream in the freezer and I've got guests coming, I'm keeping it real. This is how they are. They will annoy you, they will frustrate you, they will irritate you, but they will love you unconditionally. It's only your children who can love you unconditionally. My children keep doing a lot for me. There'll be times I'll walk into the house, I don't feel like cooking today. They're both brilliant cooks.
Oh, good job.
Arman started cooking when he was 6. Arman is a proper color singer boy. He cannot starve to death. Thank you. He needs his food. Whether he cooks for others or not, he will make his breakfast and eat it.
I love that he can make it himself.
Yeah, he could scramble an egg, make a toast and some tea for himself.
At 6 years old?
At 6 years old, yeah.
Well done.
Sapna is more a baker.
I see.
Yeah, so it's nice to have child labor in the house that, you know, moody teenagers who sometimes cook and bake and you're like, it's not my birthday, but thank you. So, yeah, but really I've got wonderful, wonderful children. I'm so blessed.
You really are. If there's one thing you could teach them, what would that be? Or one legacy you'd like to leave with them?
Be nice. Be nice. It doesn't cost anything to be nice. Step away from conflict because it serves no purpose to your life. Help people. Be more aware that that silent person sitting on the office desk at the back is quiet for a reason. Learn to gauge people. Learn to gauge people. Read people.
Yeah. Check on your strong friends.
They're the weakest.
Yes.
It's like me.
Check on your strong
I cry when somebody tells me something nice because I'm so used to conflict and defending myself and being on the defensive all the time and But somebody's nice to me, I can sob. I can start crying. Don't say anything nice to me.
On that note, we'll come up with many nice things. This amazing woman. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back with this amazing woman. Keep it here. Oh, this is pretty.
Let's sit out here. It's nice. It's pleasant.
Do you sit out here a lot? I would sit here all the time.
We do, actually.
When the sun is out.
We do. But the sun rises on that side and sets on that side. So it's just the overhead heat that sometimes...
can be a bit much.
Unbearable. Yeah, I'm not solar powered. I'm not solar powered.
Yes, I can see what you mean about the solar powered
Yes, it
sitting.
gets very bright here.
It gets very bright.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. You're telling me something about this table.
Oh, this table,
Yeah.
my granddad made it, my dad's dad.
Really?
Yeah. He worked with his hands quite a bit.
So how old is it? How much
it's,
heritage?
it's older than me.
Look at that.
So I got those, those spray paints you get to touch up on your car and all that.
So you do that
even
every
I'm a
now and
fundi
then.
man,
I
don't
can
joke.
see.
So the fundi gene in me is strong as well. So I just sprayed it and spruced it up a bit.
Creative family. So your dad made this. Your father's a photographer.
Yeah.
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 And your mother. Tell me about your mom.
I know I may sound biased when I talk about her, but from all her siblings,
your mom.
she was one of 9.
Okay.
And it's really vibrant personality, larger than life. The fashionista of the family.
Really?
Yeah, she was just so always had the most amazing outfits throughout.
Yeah.
So the sister that she was really close to, she lives in the UK, and she knew how to sew clothes. So she would go see her favorite actress in a movie, then she'd come and hound her sister, make it for me now, I want to wear it. So overnight, a new outfit that was matching with the actresses, she'd be wearing it. She'd be like twittering all around, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, no wonder my dad fell in love with her.
Yes, and you had a funny story about how they met.
Yes.
Do you mind sharing that on camera? That was so cool.
So it was my mom's cousin's wedding. So
Yeah.
my dad was a photographer, and he was friends with mom's cousin as well. So he'd been asked to come and take pictures. He saw mom and he's like,
Who is this
literally
beautiful woman?
So he took all her pictures and all, and then he sent a message to her saying, I've got loads of your pictures, why don't you come and get them from me? So during her lunch break one day, she walked over to the studio. He gave her one photo. She's like, where are the rest of them? He says, come tomorrow. So tomorrow, every day he'd give her one photo.
Look at that.
And by the time the whole wad of photos finished, they were in love.
Look at those moves.
Yeah.
Men, take tips, take notes.
Smooth, huh?
Smooth. Very smooth. What lessons did you learn from their love, watching their love, actually?
There is true love in this world. Just because your experience is bad with one person doesn't mean it's the end. There is love in this world.
There is.
Yeah, you just tide your time. It will happen. It will happen.
And mom, I can tell you drew a lot of your strength from her, life lessons, even who you are.
Yes.
This amazing woman that you've become. How was it dealing with her passing, and how long ago was it?
So she passed away in October 2017. I mean, she's always had a heart problem or some kind of illness or whatever, but she wasn't ill when this happened. It just happened so quickly and suddenly. I mean, I'm talking to her on the phone in the afternoon. 3 hours later, my brother calls me and tells me, we're in hospital. Within minutes, she's in ICU. And in less than 48 hours, she has 5 massive cardiac arrests. And she goes. So I felt cheated. Grace, I felt so cheated because I signed DNRs for my mother, do not resuscitate. Okay, when she's been for surgeries and all. I have watched her
Struggle.
come back from the dead. Literally, she's had amazing doctors to pull her through. My mom was a fighter. You tell me I'm a fighter, I care from this woman.
Like I said, Kamal, your story, I don't know how are you drawing this strength from the experience you shared with us in the first part, losing your mother, and then, unfortunately, back in 2013, you were at Westgate.
That's right.
When the attack happened.
Yes.
And with your children.
With my children, yes.
Please
And
take us
colleagues.
take us through that day.
That day, it wasn't really my duty.
Yeah.
Because we went with shifts because it's
Okay.
4 weeks worth of work.
Okay.
And outdoor broadcast, that's how it works. We take turns. I said, let me just go. I'll go with the kids.
So you were not meant to be there?
No. Then I decided, let me just help out. You can't help it.
Wow.
It's fun.
Okay.
That's how East FM is. You're fun.
Okay.
So we were having fun. So I just got into it. We started helping, setting up this, that, high-fiving the kids. I love being around kids. So now because my kids are my kids,
Yeah.
they're not allowed to take part.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Got
they're
it.
like,
So they were helping out as well.
Yeah, and no, my kids are so independent from the word go.
Okay.
They're like, give us money, we're going to go in.
They had things to do.
Yeah, we're going to go and have Planet Yogurt, we'll have a pizza, then we'll go watch a movie. I said, Saba, I gave them money, I said, go.
Okay.
Because for me, when I'm working, it's work. I can't
see.
be pandering
Mummy,
to the children and
I
this and that.
understand.
So
I
it's
understand.
work. So I said, okay, after lunch, we'll leave.
Okay.
By then, this should be done.
All right.
It had been about 10 minutes they'd walked in, and that's when I started hearing the sounds coming out, and I froze because my first thought was that DTB is being robbed, the bank. And people start running out, and then I'm panicking. So I thought, okay, bank robbery. Up until then, it was just bank robbery. Some kind of robbery going on. Oh my God, my children! I'm yelling, my children, and I'm running inside.
You're looking for them, yeah.
Yeah, and this is now just before I reached the entrance exit where Java was.
Yes.
I see both my children holding their hands, each other's hands, running outwards.
Good.
Yeah, and
So you grab them, of course.
grab them, and even the kids who are now participating, because many parents had left their children with us while they were doing the errands within, and
I see.
because they know the kids are busy.
Yes.
You know, we ran into the corner and stuff, and then after that, you know what unfolded, because it was just crazy. It was mayhem, and
What's running through your mind when all this is happening, all this craziness?
I remember screaming. I remember a shoe lying here. Somebody had fallen down. Kids were crying.
Of course, you're scared.
I remember the fear of the people trying to climb over the wall where we were in the corner.
To escape.
Yeah, and they were stepping on the children to get on top. And I'm yelling at them. And they're like, you're stepping on the children. I was screaming at them, you know, I was hitting them. And we all panicked. We don't know what we're doing and all that. And then the two guys came up, and I still remember, by now they'd already thrown a grenade. I know because my daughter, her legs had shrapnel, they were bleeding.
I'm so sorry.
And I did not know the extent of her
the
injuries.
injury.
So my daughter was a little bit far from me, my son was near me, and we were all lying down now. Everybody was just lying down. And we were next to this boy who had obviously been shot. And he was bleeding to death slowly.
Oh, no.
He was semi-conscious. And I remember seeing a half-drunk bottle of Coke Zero next to us as I was lying.
What did you do?
I see the blood. The blood had started seeping into my hair because we were lying down, face down. I remember seeing my son covered in blood, and that boy started twitching because he was now, his life was just leaving his body. My son kept asking, tell him to stop, mommy, tell him to stop, please, they're going to catch us. And I was just like, I don't know what's happening here. Eventually, you know, he passed away. And
So you guys watched him pass away?
he was face down, yeah, right on top of.
So you called your mother. You're the calm one, calming your mom down.
I didn't want my parents panicking. I think with all my problems I've had in life, I think I've burdened them enough by worrying them. I didn't want to worry them because...
That's a big deal, Kamal. You're lying in blood.
Yeah, but now if I'm telling them now, do I want them,
To
even if I
panic.
was to kick the bucket, do I want them to remember me crying and wailing and saying goodbye?
understand.
I didn't say goodbye. Hell no, it's not my time.
Your strength needs to rub off on me.
It's all yours.
It needs to rub off on me. But I have to ask, that's a lot to go through, even for your children to have been there and see all of that. How was the healing process like? Is that something you can come out of completely?
No, because PTSD never leaves you. I mean, till now I hear a door bang shut hard because of the wind. I still jump.
I see.
I go to a mall, I'm looking around. Where is the exits from? I'm still parking my car. I'm thinking, okay, something were to happen. Where will I leave from? I walk into a restaurant. I look for a fire exit. Anywhere
Automatically,
I go. Yeah,
you look
it's
for
now, my kids do it as well. It's ingrained in us.
And I asked this because just recently, unfortunately, it happened again
Yes,
at Dusit.
yes.
And there are those who made it out, fortunately, those who didn't.
Yeah.
So to those at home who are still going through the motions,
It's tough.
what would you tell them? Yeah.
It's tough, and don't let anybody tell you how to overcome your grief
Yes.
of loss of anything. You know, this is your journey. People will always come and they think they're being very kind to you by telling you be strong. No, don't tell me to be strong. Let me cry it out.
Grieve.
Let me take it out.
Yeah.
Because if I'm strong now, I'm gonna pop at some point, and you're not gonna like it. Because then it will be literally a straw that will break the donkey's back. Bottled up emotions do that. How do you think the ex was? Because he had bottled up emotions from childhood.
Yeah.
And alcoholism was his answer.
Yes.
It's always the straw that breaks the donkey's back. Heal yourself, and then tell them off.
Okay.
Speak up. Speak up about how you feel, because nobody is going to guess or know how you're feeling if you don't tell them.
What were your coping mechanisms with the kids?
With the
When you
kids,
came home?
okay. I love to journal, so we journaled a lot.
Good.
Both their schools offered them excellent counseling.
Good.
Friends I've made from when the kids were in kindergarten, so
Good.
the kindergarten moms also reached out. So it was a happy time for them to reach out to friends whom they had not spoken to since kindergarten.
Okay.
They've
Was the
been
house
through it all.
full? Did you have family over,
Oh
friends
my
over?
gosh, Grace, I can't. I think I've blocked a lot of the negative stuff out as well.
Good.
But I've not forgotten the good that was done, but I can't remember who did it. I know that people were coming in, filling my fridge with food, bread, milk. Who would have thought of bread and milk?
Good. The basics.
I had my friend who has a shamba. She brought 2 gunyas of fresh produce,
Well done.
trays of eggs, everything. There was biscuits, ice cream, chocolates, sodas. My house was full. It was like you'd think, that's it, I'm catering for an Indian wedding.
And that helped you, right?
It did, because I was not worrying about the small things.
Exactly.
Because all my life I've had to do things myself. To have someone come do them for me, up until then I had not learned to be gracious enough to accept help. But that taught me, accept what is being given to you, because somebody must love you enough to want to do something for you.
Thank you, Kamal. I think from this part, what I've taken from Kamal is healing is not an event, it's a process. So embrace the journey and have a strong support system. It goes a long, long way. Time for a short break. When we come back, I'd like to talk about happier times and the new space you're in. That is very beautiful. Stay here, keep it tuned. More with Kamal. This room.
This is my happy place.
Your happy
This is
place.
my art studio, my happy place, my haven.
Beautiful.
I spend a lot of my time here. This is my she cave.
It's your chic.
There's such a
that
thing.
one. So are all these your pieces, Kamal?
Yes, and some my students, but yeah, the ones that you see displayed are mine.
Look at that. How did this start for you? Is it a therapeutic process or have you always just loved
So
art?
I'm naturally artistic, but I've not studied art. This is just a hobby. It's just something I like doing. I've not studied arts.
So you're going to show us how to do something today?
Actually, yeah, let's paint because I love to talk, as you know, and I love to paint.
Yes, and you're teaching as well now.
Yes, I teach beginners art to adults. Today we'll just work on a quick watercolor. I mean, these paintings can take you like 3 minutes.
Please show us
I
how
can.
this
I don't
is
know if you can.
possible.
Why don't you paint with me here?
Oh!
It's just a watercolor.
Camera cannot see what I'm doing.
No, come on, it's so
I'll
easy.
share.
It's so easy. So these are semi-moist watercolors.
Okay.
So how about I teach you how to paint a peacock? Would you like to paint a peacock? Because you should be
Do I
proud
know
of
how
what
to
you do.
paint a
Yes, they
peacock?
say proud as a peacock. So
That's the theme of the day.
yes.
So when did your teaching classes start? What made you decide, I love this and I want to extend this to other people as well?
I don't know. You know, I was just minding my own business, doing my paintings and stuff. So people, you know how it is. You put a picture on Instagram or
Yeah.
Facebook just for the likes because that validates your existence. And you know, come on, I'm just as human as the next person.
God, I love
so people started asking me, "Oh, why don't you teach?" And I was like, "Ha ha ha." I've always heard that, and I was like, "Ha ha ha." So my partner, who incidentally built this for me for my birthday. I deserve happiness, yeah?
You do. All of it and more. You do.
Yeah, he fixed in me what everybody else broke in me.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell us about that relationship.
Yeah, so
How did you meet?
we met on Facebook. So his daughter, she got married, and around a few months after that, East FM was doing a photo shoot.
Yeah.
So we had a mutual photographer. So he was my friend on Facebook, the photographer, and he was my partner's friend also on. So obviously, when somebody posts, you see their timeline.
Yeah.
So my partner saw my picture there because he had done a headshot.
I see.
And he goes, oh, very nice. Would you like a coffee? And my reply to that was, and do what?
Even perhaps
we still laugh
you?
about it
Really?
because anytime he says something or we get into a domestic
You say
or
that
something,
again?
no, he says it to me.
Okay.
And do what? And then we just start laughing. So, so a lot of mutual friends, actually, I stalked him, checked him out.
Of course,
I thought,
background.
I was like, it's cute. And he was single. That's the main thing. He was single.
Yes.
And a lot of mutual friends said, oh, why don't you? So we were still dilly-dallying. And then it was just around Valentine's about 5 years ago. And I was writing for The Star then.
Yeah.
So I wrote something about Valentine's and accepting, because it's just after Westgate that I will accept the love that comes my way, be it in any form kind of thing, you know, just a generalized article.
Okay.
So I posted it on my blog as well.
Okay.
And
He read it.
He read it. And so if you follow the comments, he's written a few comments. And my friend
What did he
Rebecca, who lives in Australia, has actually written, Kamal, I think you should have a coffee with him, because she's
On the
actually
comments?
on the comments. Yeah.
What did he say?
Let's discuss more. He wrote, there's more to you than meets the eye kind of thing. I've enjoyed the article, this, that, you know, my fan club, man.
He was a fan. He was a true fan.
Swear
So you never know.
Don't be humble.
One of your
There's
fans.
a lesson there. Don't be
There
humble.
There is.
Anyway, so we made a plan to go out for a coffee and all that, but we didn't end up going for a coffee. We actually ended up meeting at a concert that we were both going to. So I had media passes.
Did you both know you were going for the concert?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then because at that time we had swapped numbers, so we were talking on the phone, but we hadn't met yet. Okay. Yeah. So so we made a plan.
You're such millennials.
I'm telling you. And then he was turning up with mutual friends.
I see.
So they all had their expensive tickets, and I kept telling him, don't buy a ticket. You know, I've got media passes. Yeah,
I'll hook you up.
we'll literally be sitting in the performer's lap while watching him.
Yeah.
He's like, no. He was a perfect gentleman. He actually went and bought the tickets.
Good man.
We got there. He suddenly realizes, wait, if I'm with her, I'll be sitting in front. He ditched his friends, who till date don't let me forget that he dumped us
He
for
dumped
you.
us for you.
Yeah, and that was it.
Are you happy?
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Look, I'm still red talking
You
about
are.
it.
You're glowing. And look at what he's built for you.
All right, let's
Tell me
paint.
more.
So how did I get into this? So he built me this studio, and
Yes.
you have to wet your brush. So just copy whatever I do. So wet your brush and let it have water on it.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is like a square with a little bit of a border left on the side.
Got it.
Fill it with water. And don't worry, the paper will fold, but it won't be too much. So people would ask me, oh, that's such a lovely painting, or, you know, after you put it on Facebook and stuff. Will you teach? So my partner's like, why don't you teach? It's easier to tell others what to do than applying it to yourself. So
You told me
yeah.
a story about, I feel like this is already very therapeutic, just the ambience in here. Kids, don't do what I'm doing at home.
No, do what she's doing. She's doing it
Do what
correct.
Kamal is doing.
do what she's doing. She's doing it correctly. She's doing it correctly. She's doing it wonderfully.
Do your kids join you? Are they artistic as well?
Yeah, they're both
creatives?
very artistic. But you see, my daughter, she's sitting her final IB exams.
I see.
So she's like really stressed about life and blah, blah, blah. And I told her, wait until you have to do your taxes.
I love how as teens we thought that was it. Like
I
life
know,
can get
right?
harder than this.
I know, right? I said,
And then
wait.
you start adulting, you're like,
Yeah. You know, so yeah, every challenge is tough. We shouldn't, you know, demean their challenges just because ours are bigger. But yeah, they're both very artistic. My son is also very artistic, and he does well. He does well. I'm proud of both of them. They all paint. So we are a painting family.
You're a painting family.
Yeah.
If there is, I don't know if it's one thing or a letter you could give to your younger self, what would you tell her? Or words of wisdom?
I'd tell her to stop worrying what people think. I really would. I spent a lot of my time wondering what people think of me, what they made of me. And it was always a big deal. Especially in the Asian community, it's a big deal what people think of you. Yeah. And I think being part of that
Be a
stupid culture.
refuse.
Yeah, well, I have been rebellious at some
No, I
points
mean in a good way, in terms of
but I've
rebel
gotten
from-
labels in the process. Oh, look at her. Oh, look at her. Then I started looking at me and I thought, damn, I'm all right actually. It's you people who need counseling.
True.
So
I have to ask you though, on social media, follow Cams26?
yeah. By the way, 26 is my birthday, not my age. Cams 26, yeah.
I think we figured that one
Yeah,
out.
just in case.
Just to be clear. But if you follow her, you are going to laugh, you are going to be tickled, the wit, the humor. How do you handle trolls in this age of social media?
I give it right back. These people are not okay over here. They're not okay over here, and it's their upbringing, it's their issues.
What about the understanding of hurt people? What about that?
They do. Obviously, they do.
Do you think we need to reach out to them when they do that?
No, I don't want to reach out to them. I don't want to be. I'm not their mother. Why should I fix them what their own mother or father couldn't fix? But don't come bullying me because you have issues. Yeah, I will put a stop to it and say just go away from here. Yes. I keep myself very busy reporting people.
Yes.
I take that time to report people for abuse. Yeah. So we are now going to use dark blue.
Okay.
Not to teach the children about giving back and coming back, but because we are now going to paint the peacock.
Got it.
So what you're going to do is, like half a circle. You'll see the paint is still wet. So
follow the curve. Fill it up. Fill in the curve.
Like that. Okay, now...
Look how easy you make it look.
Because it is. Take more of that dark blue, and I want you to do some random blotches like that.
On the side?
On the side like that.
As we keep going, your daughter is now how old?
She just turned 18 in November last year.
Look at
you. Yeah. And my son turned 14 just in early February.
Well done. So have you started the conversation on dating and what to
I've
look
been
for
doing
in
it
a
a
partner?
long time. This is not something they will learn overnight just because now they're 14 and then day after they're 14,
switch on
suddenly, no, it has to be
continuous,
ingrained into the children from inappropriate touch from strangers and loved ones, right down to what is not acceptable, even if mommy does it or says it. We should just let our children be. Yes, but times are so much more different than when we were growing up. So there is that...
that concern and worry.
Yeah, because there's attackers, there's abusers, pedophiles. It's rampant. Life will throw so much at you. You can keep planning your life to the T.
Yeah, tell me
But just be adaptable. Allow change when and if it happens. Be more open to what others are saying. I know easier said than done, but be open.
And we wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I am inspired, I'm encouraged, I'm hopeful. I hope to those at home, anyone who may have a similar story or could be in any space in your life where you need some encouragement and hope. I hope Kamal has given that to you. It's gonna be okay. Healing takes time. Take it a day at a time. And one day you'll build something as beautiful as this. Do have a good evening and see you next time.
You're insulting my student. Hey, Nick, hey.